Charting Toward Intimacy covers mature topics. Listener discretion is advised. It is so normal for our minds to wander during sex and for it to just be very difficult to stay in the present moment. I've mentioned lots of tips for this in the past, but I wanted to go kind of deeply into the tip of storytelling and what I mean by storytelling during sex. Welcome to Charting Toward Intimacy, the sex and intimacy podcast for Catholic women. My name is Ellen Holloway, and I am a Catholic speaker and coach who specializes in sex and marital intimacy. And I am on a mission to help you actually enjoy and desire good, holy sex with your spouse. So, what do I mean by storytelling? I think a lot of times when I mention this idea, people get a little bit worried that I'm talking about role playing and that somehow this is an illicit activity. And that's not what I'm talking about. Storytelling is a wonderful way for you to use your imagination and your brain to bring you into staying in the present moment while also using that imagination. So where this differs from role play, let me just explain what role play is and where the line is with role play and our Catholic faith. And then we'll talk about storytelling. So role playing, the things that are not okay with role playing in the Catholic faith is when you are role playing characters that wouldn't be licitly having sex. A lot of role play stems around this idea of, the princess and the stable boy, right? Who are not married or who shouldn't be having sex together. Or, a jailer and a criminal, or some kind of a situation that involves something inappropriate like abuse or coercion or things like that. And that is where role-playing is really destroying the dignity of the act. Now, that is not to say that we can't use our imagination. But it is to say that we need to be careful about keeping the dignity of the act and letting our imaginations guide us toward further unity and further goodness and allowing the act to be this image of God. Okay, so what's storytelling then? Storytelling is very different than role play. Role play being you're taking on a different character. And so actually back on role playing just for a minute is that role playing is perfectly permissible if you're role playing characters that would actually licitly be having sex. So if you're role playing that you are king and queen of England, or if you're role playing that you're some other married characters, that would be totally fine and potentially very fun. Storytelling is where you are still yourself, but you're telling a story and telling an imaginative story about your day or your location or what you're doing, feeling, and allowing that to keep you present with your spouse. So you might tell a story to each other during foreplay about how you are coming home after a wonderful day hiking in the Pyrenees, and you're on this vacation together by yourselves and enjoying this time together, and you've had this wonderful day, and maybe you storytell these imaginary things that you've done throughout the day, where you had lunch and the view that you saw and this hiking trip that you're taking. And then you can start imagining the space that you're staying in, right? We're in a hotel room that has a fireplace that is lit, and we're in front of the fireplace and we're sharing a glass of champagne with fancy chocolates, all sorts of these beautiful imaginary things, right? You are just in your bedroom in your normal clothes and you don't have fancy champagne and fancy chocolates. but you can use your amazing mind to like build this fun picture and allow that to help you enter into a wonderful embrace. And it can be, it can even be a dream that you guys have, maybe a dream vacation that you do want to take. Storytelling can also be remembering a past time that you really enjoyed, maybe a past time on a vacation. And I'm using vacation here because a lot of times when we're on vacation, a lot of the day-to-day stressors are gone, and sex can actually be very fun and exciting on vacation. Maybe not vacation with kids, but like a vacation of just husband and wife. Maybe you tell a story about something that happened on your honeymoon. You put yourselves back in that memory. That would also be storytelling. And it is also perfectly licit. So feel free to use that imagination, that incredible imagination that you have. And if you are looking for more ways to use your imagination to help you get in the mood for sex, I'm really excited about the brand new Getting in the Mood guide that I just released. And you can check out a link in the show notes for the Getting in the Mood guide. And there are lots of different ideas and exercises for getting in the mood. But one of the spaces that I speak into a lot in that guide is using your imagination to get yourself in the mood in perfectly morally licit ways that are very, very good and can be very fruitful for your marriage. Thanks so much for listening. If you are not already following us on Instagram, be sure to check us out at Charting Toward Intimacy. And if you listen to podcasts on a platform that gives you the option to rate or review, we'd love for you to do that because it helps us spread the word about the podcast. If you ever have questions, comments, or episode topic ideas, please reach out to us. We love to hear from you. You can reach out on Instagram or send us an email. Our email is in the show notes. Until next time.